Call the regular Dickinson County Commission, June 27th, 2024. Please stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as printed with no additions.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda. It's minutes of the June 22nd meeting. Expenditures of $833,471.66. SD security wire payment of $4,560. Hand checks of $975.74. New Synergy wire payment, $157.95, and utility wire of $14,125.24.
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Commission comments and committee reports. Ron?
I have nothing this morning.
Lynn?
Just hope everybody has a enjoyable 4th of July and a safe one.
I attended a KAC meeting yesterday in Topeka. I'll go through it quickly. Well, I won't either. Sorry. The audit is being completed. The office will be closed the 4th and the 5th of July. The new software will be coming on. Download will be July 14th. If you get on there, it'll be a whole new webpage. It should be a lot more accessible. We did have something Jay said about the values going from 42,000 to 70,000.
The school exemption?
No, school exemption. Some of the clerks are having some problems with it. Do we have any, Jeannie?
No, we are completed exemption.
Okay. At the special session, there was 12 bills that were entered in addition to the ones they had to, and Jay's thinking is that they'll be on the agenda next January when they start the new session.
Anything of,
Didn't mention anything about what they were.
okay.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about what it was. Salina and Wichita cities are putting their notices on the internet. They have home rule, so they can do that. And that's class of the city, first class cities I imagine can do that. The smaller ones. Those can, about 15. You first, Amy, you can do tomorrow or last name. County issues, still getting a lot of calls on open meetings. We've got a lot of violations, and we need to be extra vigilant due to the fact that it's election year. In our work session this morning, go ahead.
I was just going to add one thing, because you'd mentioned they were going to be closed, on some of that holiday over at Topeka.
KAC will be.
Yeah. And I've had a few people mention or ask that maybe we look into to review what holidays we have or days off, just to make sure we're staying current and aware of that. And of course, you always have the certain ones, like the 4th of July this year, where it gets pretty close to the weekend, but not on the weekend. And so,
and I know there's some.
But it's something for review, and we set those in January.
January, correct, yes.
So
yes.
It's not the time to bring it up now, other than maybe just to give some thought to it and kind of have it on our checklist.
Right.
Something to.
Absolutely. We can do that.
No.
That would be what Marcia and I would do.
Okay. Janelle, we're going to go to community comment.
Public comment.
Public comment. You want to make the statement we're going to be reading before every meeting.
Absolutely. If you wish to make a public comment, please come to the podium and state your name and address, or if you're online, please raise your hand. Each person may be speaking for 3 minutes. The allotted time will start after the speaker has given his or her name and address. Keep in mind, during the regular meeting, the county commission may allow for public comments on the items not listed on the approval of the agenda. And this is per the Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4317 and 75-4318A, as they are the elected board, and they are not allowed to meet or make any decisions without posting the meeting. So they're only allowed to act on items on the agenda which they set. Public comments shall be addressed to the county commission only and not to the speaker or to the audience. Only the county commission will be permitted to ask the speaker questions. The public comment period is not a back and forth discussion with the county commission. You should make your views and input known to them, but it is not time to ask them questions. You should not expect them to respond to your comments. Comments may express support or agreement with previous speakers, but in the interest of time, please do not repeat the same information. You may state something to the effect of your name and address, and I agree with the previous speaker. It is important to maintain a respectful, non-threatening atmosphere for anyone who would like to speak. Please do not engage in such actions as cheering, booing, clapping, insults, threats, etc.
Anybody in the audience care to make public comments? Online?
I do not see any hands raised.
No, your report, Jen, please.
Commissioners, Dickinson County courthouse offices and departments, all departments will be closed on the 4th of July, which happens to be next Thursday. So there will be no county commission meeting held next week. The IT staff members have been attending the MSAC, the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center Conference. So as you know, cybersecurity has been a concern that we have been facing most recently. Website design is underway, and Dustin has been working on that along with me, and he'll be sending out the information to the managers so they can identify somebody that will be responsible for their web pages. So we'll be hopefully rolling that out here before too long. We have held some meetings on the radio project, so we can start that process. I'll send out emails to the departments and make sure that we've got the absolute final number, make sure we have the correct radios that we're going to be purchasing. We had a meeting with Motorola Tuesday, Chancey and I did. I'm waiting for documents signed. They've started ordering the equipment needed for the towers, so we'll be managing that project as we're going along. The highway department, Martin had concluded that he would use some sales tax funding and go ahead and pave an additional 5 miles, which is going to be on Hawk Road, starting at 3400 Avenue and going north. So that'll be 5 miles there. And then once they're completed with that, then we'll start 17 miles of chip seals. So the good news is we've been able to pave the 10 miles on Old 40 East and then do an additional 5 miles.
We're talking about Hawk Road and going in industry, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're doing first road part of that, probably half a mile or so.
Probably so. Yeah. So EMS staff and emergency management participated in a mock drowning drill at the Harrington Pool with the Harrington Fire Department. And it went very well. It was very impressive. And I think that staff learned a lot from that. And I hope the kids did as well. And Human Resources is working on the Capers audit. So that's all I would have.
And any questions for Janelle? You want to claim Doug's absence?
Doug is not able to be here today. He is in court, but he did say that he has nothing to report. Everything has been going well in with his responsibilities.
Thank you, Janelle. Notice and communications, none. Introduction and consideration resolutions, none. Unfinished business, none. Other business, request for real property relief for Angel Rome, Texas West, Arnold Street, Harrington, Kansas.
Commissioners, as you know, per KSA 79-1613, if there has been a damage to property in the event of a fire or tornado, any destructive event, you have the option of granting property tax relief. You can either do that all or partial or credit. And I provided you the documents, the helm at 20 West Arnold Street in Harrington was destroyed by fire. And this occurred just recently. It occurred on 4/28 of 24. So they are asking for 100% property relief on this property. And included also, you have the report from the fire department and the pictures from the damage. So we're recommending 100% tax abatement for 2024 taxes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. And moving and seconded, property tax relief for Angel Rome, 2nd West Arnold Street, Harrington, Kansas. All in favor say aye. Oh, sorry. Yep, I didn't ask for discussion. Any discussion?
Well, I just had a quick
Yeah, I'm
question,
sorry.
so if that's okay.
Yeah, hey, I'm
So I just kind of for clarification, sometimes when a complete damage like that, there is some insurance and then some of that money is retained to make sure the property's taken care of. Now, I know Abilene has that and we have that in the county, but that's up to Harrington whether they have that in place.
Correct.
And it's just to assure that someone
Doesn't
leave the property as is with all the damage and then just leaves it
right.
and moves away. So,
Right.
So someone has to take care of the cleanup and
Yes.
so that really isn't a part of this.
That is not part of this. This is only property tax abatement.
now. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Thank you, Lynn. I almost,
No, you're good.
no, I know. I don't. Consider resolution, consider purchase of business class M2 truck e-waste, not to exceed $28,750. No?
Commissioners, as you know, out at the transfer station, we collect e-waste. And there is a trailer that has been used for many, many years that actually does not belong to the county. And the Highway Department and Environmental Services Director came across a box trailer. It happens to be a business class M2, which the weight class is 19,501 to 26,000 pounds. So no CDL is required. If they pull the trailer, and we happen to have to pull that semi-trailer 3 or 4 times a year to Manhattan to offload the e-waste, it requires the Highway Department to take their semi, and obviously you have to have a CDL with that. If we purchase a box truck like this, then the environmental department staff can take the truck over themselves. They're also going through a residential area because that's where the drop off is for the e-waste there in Manhattan. And the contract that we have with Technics Solutions, they're the ones that handle the e-waste on our behalf. We came across this truck at Reed Company LLC, and they are based out of Wamego. And it's a 2018 Freightliner business M2 class. It has 115,620 miles on it. The Highway Department, our head mechanic and Environmental Services Director went out and took a look at it yesterday. It's actually a very good truck. And there's some damage, some fork-hole damage on the roof on the side, but that will be repaired. We will also need to replace tires on it. So we can purchase the tires and then take the tires up there and they would put them on for us, make sure that that's been taken care of. So the price is $28,750. And for comparison, I put a couple other trucks in there. There's another 2018 Freightliner M2, and this one has 236,897 miles on it, and they want $47,750. And there's a 2019 Freightliner with 180,244 for $64,250. So if we could purchase this truck at $28,750, that's a very good deal. And my recommendation and staff's recommendation would be to go ahead and move forward with the purchase.
Any other questions for Janelle?
I have a question. Janelle, I don't want to be sideways here or anything, but can the county use that besides just the e-waste? I mean, I realize it's used for e-waste. Let's say you need to move a bunch of furniture one afternoon. Would that be possible to use it down here?
It would be possible. It would take some scheduling because people are bringing e-waste in regularly, and the plan is to leave it setting out there where the trailer is and putting it in there. But if need be, we could certainly do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it can be used.
I don't want to move furniture. I'm just telling you.
No, I'm just gonna put an example.
But the problem is that if they're gonna have e-waste in there, so they'd have to take it out
Right.
to make it usable.
But we could go and dump and offload the e-waste at the facility and then bring it back if needed. It's in Manhattan.
Okay.
It's off, I think it's right there with their transfer station off of 10th Street.
Okay.
But you got to go through residential areas to get there.
Any other questions?
I'd make the motion that we go ahead and purchase this M2 truck for e-waste. And the amount we have here, the $28,750.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now, the replacement of the AC unit at the apartment in Harrington, you want to give us an update on what problem was down there?
So the AC unit on the health department side at Station 2 in Harrington has stopped working. It's a 21-year-old system. And we're getting ready to hold clinics out there. So there is a sense of urgency here with the weather that we have been experiencing lately. We contacted KVK since they're there in Woodbine and had them go out and give us a price. So if we just replace the AC unit and coil, it's a 3-phase unit, and we would put a 310 AC unit back in with the AC and coil and labor, the cost is $5,418. If we go ahead and decide to replace the full system, because the furnace also is 21 years of age, it would be replace it with a 95% efficiency, thank you. Rate efficiency furnace, AC and coil, and labor, the cost would be $9,015. So we do have the money sitting in the health department capital fund for replacement if you choose to go with both of them. Or we could replace the AC unit and then replace the furnace down the road.
Does Darren have this on hand?
He can get it, yes, and then it can be installed quickly.
Because, that used to be, over the last few years, it's been an issue sometimes.
Absolutely,
My problem.
yes, but I would need to let him know as soon as possible.
I think the full system, because the other, you had mentioned the work study is 15 years, it's nearing its.
They're both 21 years of age, but the average nationwide age of a unit to be replaced is 17. Starts failing then or having issues.
And where would this 9,015 come from?
The health capital fund, capital improvement fund.
Marcus is nodding his head. So.
Yeah. Marcus is keeping straight.
I'd make the motion that we go ahead with the full system, the 95% efficiency furnace AC through KVK for the $9,015.
I'll second it. I will make a comment that normally we would take bids on this to do the weather and stuff like that. And KVK is in Woodbine, and they'll be able to get on as soon as possible. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Authorize Commissioner Peterson to stop commence time payroll on July 3rd.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second it. Any other discussion?
If it does happen to be ready July 2nd or whatever, Jeannie, you'll give me a call though.
Okay.
So I can, and then I'll slip down here.
Okay.
July 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're entering the Juvenile Detention Center in Junction City at 1 p.m. And I don't on here, the 4-H picnic is July 9th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. at Carroll Hall. We're not sure how many commissioners will be attending, but we need to put that on the calendar.
I probably will be.
I think it's on there.
Anything else come for the commission? If not, I move we adjourn.
Second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We stand adjourned.